Welcome, it's denome. I promise you guys I will tell you the story when I sold my house here in February in anticipation of a global crash. And then I went pretty much all in on crypto with the money that I got from selling the house. And I got into crypto when Bitcoin was about $5,800. And from here, Bitcoin went up about 5,000% until from there. And my portfolio last year went up about 850% roughly. I tried to practice risk management, and I did a lot of altcoin hopping. I definitely did a lot of mistakes last year, and not only good calls, but overall 850%. Cannot really complain about last year's results. This year I'm not expecting as high returns, just because I want to take a lot of the profits out of the table as we go higher, because these kind of crashes are always just behind the corner, and sometimes you can get read the warning signs before they happen, but sometimes you get caught off guard. So in that situation, I just don't want to lose my capital anymore. So anyway, this year, even though we're in a raging bull market, I will be a little bit more conservative. As the price goes up, the risk goes higher as well. So the potential for the downside move is always higher as the price goes up as well. So keep that in mind as well. But anyway, let's actually get to the actual story here. So the short version of the story is this, that I was trading Bitcoin and altcoins throughout this time, and I was not a professional back then. I was not really knowing what I was doing. I was following YouTube channels. Some of them were really good. Some of them didn't really give any useful ideas. It's just like when you listen to like 5-10 people and they have different viewpoints, but you don't have a complete trading strategy, you will make some mistakes for sure. So that's basically what I did as well. And a lot of the YouTubers were recommending to use Bybit and other leverage exchanges as well. So I did use leverage trading here, mostly just losing money, and I did get liquidated during this move to the downside as well. Luckily, I was in some of altcoins as well, and I was following Chico Crypto. So he was actually giving some really good advice also, but mainly at that time I was doing a lot of leverage trading, as well as using different leverage trading bots as well. But basically my whole account was just blown away during this crash here. But luckily I had been preparing for this crash to happen. So I thought in January that this global pandemic situation will become worse and there will be a massive sell-off, and I just want to get rid of the house that I don't want to live in before the crash happens, because my house had gone up in value. So I just wanted to sell it to someone who is willing to pay the full money of it before the crash actually happens. And we signed the deal here in February, and from there things just went downhill pretty much. And I was lucky I got the full price for the house. And after the crash happened here, I was just expecting a lot of money printing, and I just expected, because the Bitcoin halving happened here as well, that crypto will go in a really good bull run from here. So I went all in. I put all the money I got from selling the house after paying the taxes into crypto, and I actually did not put it into Bitcoin. What I did was I was looking at ETH to BTC ratio. So from this one, you can see that on 2019, we had a low on Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. Then we had a higher low in January 2020. And in March 2020, Ethereum only went to here. And I just thought that, okay, from this point onwards, Ethereum has a higher chance of outperforming Bitcoin, because this was basically the bottom here already. So I went all in on Ethereum when Ethereum was about $120, about that $125. And from there, as you can see, this move here, Ethereum had a really nice move on April 6th. And from there, after that pump happened, I actually went into Chainlink. So as you can see, I was watching Chico Crypto's YouTube channel, and he had been talking about Chainlink, and I did own some Chainlink from here already, just because I had bought it at a higher price. And when Ethereum started to moon already, Chainlink hadn't made a move yet. So I went into Chainlink on 6th of April and caught this 50% upside move as well. So I got a really good head start for this bull run from Ethereum and Chainlink going forward as well. So from there, I gained the confidence to actually start my YouTube channel as well, because I realized when I got liquidated, just something clicked in my head that all these different trading strategies, I was investing in gold, silver, real estate, a little bit stock markets, as well as a little bit crypto, that I just need to focus on crypto right now, and I need to drop off all the leverage trading stuff. Chico Crypto was warning me about that, but I didn't listen to him, and I got paid here from this crash here. And from there, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna trade Bitcoin and altcoins for 2020 and just focus on that one and do my own trading strategy that I had been formulating for this past time here. So when I had a few successes here, that's when I decided to make my YouTube channel as well, because I realized that I may have a unique idea to give to other people as well, and it has been quite successful, to be honest. And a lot of people who have been following me during this time would probably agree as well. So all in all, when I started, definitely not a professional, but just something inside me clicked, and I just figured out if I just follow this one strategy that I had in my mind, that I would become successful. Just trying to find these places where you try to find undervalued assets and you invest in those and you sell them before they become overvalued. That was basically the whole strategy over there. Anyway, I have explained that throughout many videos already. This video is about how I was able to anticipate this drop here. So how was I actually able to anticipate this drop? So from January to here, even though I got liquidated, I was still like, okay, I need to sell my house now before the pandemic hits. How did I do that? Well, luckily, I have been following macroeconomists all this time. I follow Mike Maloney from GoldSilver YouTube channel, Chris Martenson, George Gammon, Robert Kiyosaki, Raoul Paul, and many other macroeconomists, because that's just something that's very, very interesting to me. So I have been following these cycles. So as you know, everything goes in a cycle in the world. You have the day and night cycle, you have the seasonal cycle, but you also have cycles in asset classes. You have a cycle in housing markets, you have a cycle in gold and silver, you have a cycle in stock market as well, and so forth. In interest rates, you have cycles and so forth. But anyway, in 2019, 2020, I had just seen that the housing prices have been going upwards for a long time already in Europe as well. And I just decided that, okay, I need to sell my house at some point. And I had already been thinking about it for quite a while. And when I started to watch YouTube videos about gold and silver, this hidden secrets of money, this is a really good playlist. You have 10 episodes of basically talking about the history of money from 5,000 years ago, and different countries and governments implementing different strategies of how they're going to issue their currencies. And you have sound money principles, as well as the fiat money principles, and what eventually happens to those governments and countries which exercise different monetary policies. So this is basically all these videos here. You get a really good basis of where we are headed with our current monetary policies as well in the future. So this was basically my base. But this guy here, PeakProsperity, Chris Martenson, he posted a video on January 24th. He also talks about the macroeconomic stuff. But if you don't know, he's also a doctor in epidemiology. And when he started seeing the situation with the global pandemic that we have now, even in January of 2020, he told us that the numbers that you are currently seeing from China, if you take a look at this one, let me see, where are we? Where is China? Here, number 82. Only 87,000 cases, even until now. He just told that, no, these numbers are complete joke. They are nowhere near the actual cases. And he showed the proof. He's always reading scientific research about this situation, the potential cures and so forth nowadays. But before, he was talking about about money as well, about creating wealth. So I luckily had seen this video on January 24th, and this was basically the pin that popped my bubble that I need to get out of my house, sell it before the crash. But as you can see, the crash in housing actually never happened. So I'm a little bit still waiting for this crash to happen. And that's going to be my next big move also, is that I make wealth with crypto. But when the housing market crashes again, I will be converting the capital that I get from crypto into housing market. And that's going to be my next big move, I think, after 2021. So we'll see how that goes. But that's basically my exit plan for crypto as well. When the housing market crashes next time, I'm going to be there to buy houses. But anyway, luckily I was watching this guy and he gave me the warning signals and I was able to take proper action before I was got red-handed with my house that I didn't want to live in anymore anyway. So luckily I followed or got this information and I was like, okay, I need to do something about it. So going forward, what if I were you, I would try to follow these guys. George Gammon is an excellent guy as well. Just today he posted a video talking about Jim Chanos, who says that the current stock market is in a bigger bubble than the .com bubble at this moment, and here's why. So this guy is always keeping me in check that we are currently still living in a bubble, and when the stock market bubble pops, that's when the markets, even in crypto, will come down. So you have to be mindful of that as well, and I do want you to also take some profits out if you have been making gains in 2020 as well. And that's what I'm gonna do as well, just so when there's another massive sell-off like this one, that you have dry powder to get back into the game and buy from the bottom. That's basically a really good idea in my opinion. So that's in 2021, I will be more careful going forward. As the price goes higher, the risk goes higher as well. So that's basically there. And even if you take a look at the S&P 500 index, you can see that we had this crash here in where were we? I need to go back here. Let's go and look at the back here in February 10 we had this sell off until basically March 16th, and from there we had this stock market rally, and now we're at an all-time high again in stocks. But as you know, the stock markets are not really doing that good because a lot of the stocks are just hammered because of this pandemic situation. So I do think that the stocks are still in a bubble just because, they are bubble, but also because of the money printing as well. So be careful, this could fall in 2021 as well. It doesn't necessarily mean it will ever pop, because if we take a look at Venezuela, for example, Venezuela has hyperinflation. So from 2018, 2019, you can see that their stock market is just on a complete tear here. And you can see that it looks like the stock market has been zero before this time. But if you actually zoom out, let me see if I can do that. If you zoom out, it's just parabolic. As you can see, the numbers just go parabolic, completely parabolic. If you zoom backwards here. So this is the situation in Venezuela, is that everything is in a hyperinflation. So even though the markets are going upwards, it doesn't necessarily mean that things are good. So keep that in mind, that the stock market can just keep going upwards as well, but it just means that there will be a lot more money printing going on as well. Anyway, I just wanted to warn you that the stock market is in a pretty crazy place as well. So going forward, what I want you to get from this video is look for the warning signs before they actually happen. And here are some trends that I'm currently seeing in the world that you should be mindful about. So we have the money printing, the inflation of the monetary supplies of the world. So you can take a look at the Federal Reserve, what was this one or this one. So you can see the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve of United States. As you can see, it basically doubled from 2019 to 2020. So a lot of money printing in United States, but the same situation is also happening in the Bank of England. You can see from 2003 to until today, a lot of money printing in London as well. Same situation in Europe, in every country basically. A lot of money printing, so people are losing their purchasing power. Another thing is the loss of purchasing power, of course. This and causes lots of purchasing power. So you can take a look at the purchasing power of euro is just going downwards from 2000 to 2020. As the same thing is also true with dollar. The purchasing power of consumer dollar is just going down also. So a lot of retail people are also seeing this. They are feeling this. They are looking for an escape for this. So that's why Bitcoin is also a good asset going forward. But there are also that if we are in an asset bubble, and Bitcoin is somewhat correlated with the stock markets, is when the stock market actually crashes, that Bitcoin could crash as well. So you have to be mindful of that. Then we have, of course, the vaccine situation. If we can get out of this situation through the vaccine and the use of ivermectin, then we have another situation which is that China wants to become the world power, basically. They are extorting people. They are taking the liberties off of Hong Kong. They are doing a lot of bad things in the world. So that's a situation you should be looking out for. Government surveillance is increasing. Luckily, there are now, or this digital identity is, we could have a decentralized solution for digital identity, which would be much better than the government-controlled digital identity as well. Immigration, especially in Europe and United States, this is causing some issues. It's not all sunshine and rainbows there. Western school system is failing. A lot of people who get into debt because they go to a school are not really happy how things have gone. And that's not really great that if you come out of university, you have student debt that you cannot really pay because the job market is just devastated at the moment. Population is pretty much in distrust of the governments. You have to be mindful of that. You have censorship of media, Twitter, YouTube, a lot of places. China wants to do a lot of censorship. So if you talk about China, they want to ban you. They want to flag your videos. A lot of bad things are happening there. Decentralized systems still have a lot more trust. So Wikipedia has trust. Bitcoin has more and more trust. Linux has a lot of trust. And open source ecosystems have a lot more trust. So this is a nice trend for Bitcoin, in my opinion. As well as internet is basically the only thing that gives opportunities right now, or the best opportunities, because the housing market is in a bubble, cannot really find any opportunities there. Internet is basically the only thing that opens up opportunities for you to learn stuff as well as to do stuff to earn money. And for that reason, everything is going global, or I should say that everything is going digital. So these are just some of the trends in the world that I currently see. There may be other ones. Let me know down below in the comments what you see. But these are some of the things that I can see in the world. And still, for 2021, I do believe that Bitcoin as a hedge against this crazy money printing, against people losing their purchasing power, is still a really good play for 2021. But because all the assets, stock market and housing and gold are just so high already, that we could still see another crash in the stock market, which could ripple into or trickle down into Bitcoin as well. So you have to be mindful of that. But all in all these things together, I do believe that people are looking for an alternative way. They distrust their governments and they don't like how governments are handling their school systems, and the immigration situation is something that a lot of people have issues with. So just all in all, I do believe that Bitcoin is in a fantastic place, but you have to be careful because we are already breaking all-time highs every day almost, or every week now. And at some point there will be a correction. So going forward, look for the warning signs before they happen. And the first warning sign that you already saw in this video is that the stock market is now already at an all-time high, but the fundamentals of the stocks are not great. The only reason these are going up is because of the money printing. So be careful for that as well for Bitcoin. But anyway, that's basically the story that I had for the birth of this channel, and also how I was able to anticipate this one. Luckily, I was following the right people of the macroeconomics who gave me the warning signs and who showed me the data before that went mainstream. So that's basically the story here. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you got something out of it. In the future, I hope that I will be the person who can help you dodge the next massive drops, but I cannot guarantee that. So that's why I should also recommend you to do some risk management even during this raging bull market, that when there's a massive dip, that you don't completely get devastated as well. And also, do not do leverage trading, because as you know, as we have been making new all-time highs, people just get liquidated in the shorts, in the long positions, and when these situations happen, even if you have stop losses, you could still get liquidated because your orders will not get filled in that price. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you got something out of it, and I will see you on the next video.